Hi, this is Milan Thapa and I'm currently doing graduate diploma in early childhood at Alpha Crucis University. Today I am going to talk about the understanding assessment and the teaching learning cycle, which is my presentation. Assess, analyze and interpret learning combines formative assessment and summative assessment. Educators analyze collected information against learning outcomes and assessment criteria to understand the children's progress and achievements. Plan and design based on the formative assessment, using analysis of collected information to inform planning that extends children learning in responsive way. Implement and enhance primarily related to formative assessment. This is where educators put plans into action while continuously monitoring and adjusting based on children responses and engagement. Evaluate critically reflect combine summative assessment and formative assessment. Educators evaluate the effectiveness of the implemented plan against intended outcomes. Summative while also reflecting on how to improve the future practice. Observe, listen, collect information. Primary diagnosis assessment, which elements of formative assessment. This principle focuses on the gathering baseline information about the children's capabilities, perspectives, and the learning styles. On the teaching learning cycle overview, I have taken the observe, listen, educator gather information about the children learning through observation, active listening, and documentation across all daily contexts. On the ashes, information is interpreted through the professional knowledge and the early childhood theories, considering the child's strength in the relation to learning outcome. Plan and design, thoughtful analyzing information, international planning to learning, incorporating appropriate strategy and environment. Implement an intact plan become action as the educator facilitate learning experiences, balancing structured and spontaneous opportunity throughout the day. Evaluate and reflect. Critical reflection on the effective consider diverse need and identify the personal development opportunities. So, observe, assess, plan, implement, and evaluate are the teaching learning cycle overview. The early year learning framework shapes all aspects of the teaching practice in early childhood settings. It provides a vision for children learning and helps educators plan, assess, and reflect on the meaningful learning experiences. Outcomes. Outcomes once identify outcomes connection, well-being, and the learning and communication are the outcomes. Children develop a strong sense of self and belonging. On the two outcome, they connect with and contribute to their world. Children take increasingly responsibility for the physical and emotional health. They are confident and involved learning. They become effective communicator in the range of way. That's the outcome 5. And on the principle, the secure, respectful, and the reciprocal relationships support children confidence, learning, and emotional safety. Equity, inclusion, and the high expectation every child is capable and should be supported to be succeed. Respect for the diversity, recognizing and valuing each child's cultural background and identity. Practices. Intentional teaching include the educator makes purposeful decisions about when to step in and when to step back. Learning environment will design spaces and promote exploration, collaboration, and independence. Critical reflection helps in educator continually reflect on what works and what doesn't and how they can improve. On the slide 5, I'm going to talk about graduate teacher standards. 2.3.1 Use curriculum to design learning. Plan meaningful learning experiences using EYLF outcomes, principles, and the practices to meet the children development needs. 5.1.1 Assess learning to inform teaching. Use observation and assessment data to understand each child progress and adapt teaching strategies accordingly. 5.2.1 Provide feedback to support learning. Offer clear, positive, and constructive feedback to help children reflect, grow, and stay motivated in their learning. 5.4.1 Interpret student data to evaluate practices. analyze assessment data to improve teaching method, identify what's wrong, and adjust the program to support better outcome. This standard guides educators to deliver ethical, evidence-based, and the reflective practice, ensuring the children learning is purposeful and well supported. This slide, I am going to talk about the use assessment data to modifying adjust programming and learning activity. Monitoring progress toward EYLF outcomes. By collecting and analyzing data, educators track how children are developing in relation to EYLF outcomes 1 to 5. This ongoing monitor helps to ensure that every child is progressing and just academically but also socially, emotionally, and physically. On the reflect on what working and what need to be changed, critical reflection is key. Educators Educators regularly ask, are children engaging with the learning experiences? Are the outcomes being met? Is the learning environment inclusive and responsive? Based on these reflections, educators refine their teaching strategies, rearrange environment, modify interaction, or try new approaches. In early childhood education, it is necessary to have a family and the community feedback. That's why in this slide, I am presenting you about the family and the community feedback. Why family? Family offer cultural and developmental insights. Some of the tools like journals, surveys, digital and portfolios are the tools that is used for family and community feedback. Likewise, partnership support, inclusive, meaningful learning. These all are play crucial role in the family and community feedback. On this topic, I am going to talk about assessment strategy and the learning experiences. The strategies include the anecdotal record, which capture key learning moment and the behavior in real time. Checklist track skill development and progress against early year learning framework outcomes. Photo documentation visually record children's learning, play, and the engagement. Portfolios compile a collection of children's work over time to show growth. Some of the activities are play-based tasks, support learning through exploration and social interaction. Group projects foster collaboration, problem solving, and communication. Art-based learning encourages self-expression and creativity. And the last one is the inquiry project, which promotes curiosity, questioning, and the deep thinking. Reflection questions, the key takeaways. Assessment is at the heart of quality teaching and learning. It helps educators make informed, responsive, and ethical decisions that support each child growth. The teaching learning cycle observe, assess, plan, implement, and evaluate ensure that planning is ongoing, dynamic, and closely aligned with the early year learning framework, outcomes, and principles. When assessment is done automatically and inclusively, it leads to more equitable and effective educational outcome for all children. So, reflection question for the educator. How do we ensure assessment remain authentic in busy settings? By focusing and observing real-time learning during playing and routines rather than creating extra work. Use simple and meaningful tools like quick notes, photos, or audio recording. Encourage team collaboration. In what ways family feedback enhances our planning? Family provides insights into children's interests, routine, and cultural background, which educators may not see in the service. Their feedback helps connect home and school learning. It builds a strong partnership and ensure planning in inclusive, especially for diverse learners. Ongoing communication via learning journal, interviews, or informal chats keep planning reflective and relational. And that's all my presentation is about. And thank you for providing me this opportunity.